What's up guys, today we are reviewing the Caran 15 Studio Gouache set, and it comes in this lovely tin. It's actually quite sizable, as you can see here. It's not as small as I thought it was going to be. The pans themselves are, I'm not sure if they're a full pan because I haven't actually pulled them out, but they look like it. So you get 14 colors here, and they're a pretty basic spread, although I noticed that I couldn't find these colors listed anywhere very obviously. I found it online, but I had to get a PDF or something of their various products, and then somewhere in that PDF was a list of the colors that are included with each gouache set. So these are made in Switzerland, and it came with the brush you see here that I'm using. It's a round number 8. The brush is okay. It comes to a nice fine point, but I did have to trim off a hair that was just way longer. The handle feels a little cheap, but the set themselves feel really good. I like the paints so far. They activate really nicely, and they just feel really good. They have varying levels of opacity, as you can see here. I like to include in all my swatches the black lines so you can really see just how much coverage you get. And if you would like to see a list of the colors that are included in this set, I'll have it listed down below. Now the color here that I'm about to lay down is actually listed as purple, which is crazy. It looks more of a hot pink magenta type of color, but it's still a really pretty color. So I ordered this set off of Amazon, and it was approximately $33 US, something like that. And I thought it was a pretty good price for what you get. I'm not really sure of the Lightfast rating on it. If I find that out before this gets posted, I will include it down below. The tin did get a little bit messed up in shipping though. There's a bit of a dent on the lid on the upper right hand side, but it wasn't a big deal. I'll probably abuse it much worse in a very short amount of time. So yeah, these activate really nice and they feel good. I didn't feel it really necessary to work up the paint on a separate mixing palette or anything, particularly because I'm not really mixing any colors right now. I'm just doing the swatch. During the actual demo that follows this, where I would just kind of speed paint through a little illustration, you can see that I will use a mixing plate because I am not going to use all the colors straight out of the pan. All materials will be listed below, but if you're wondering, the paper I am using for this swatch is the Canson XL watercolor paper. It's one of the cheaper ones that I actually like using. And now I just went over everything with a little bit of white just to see how it looks. And my last row wasn't quite dry before I started doing the white. So yeah, these seem to be layering pretty well. I didn't really reactivate any of the colors underneath. Alright, so moment of truth. We get to actually see what they are like in practice. So I'm gonna just do a quick sketch here of Chewbacca. The original actor, Peter Mayhew, sadly passed away recently, and May 4th was Star Wars Day, so I actually did this on May 4th, and I thought it would be a nice moment to pay a little homage to him, because the original Star Wars movies were the best, in my opinion. So this demo here is supposed to be focusing on the Caran set, but I did use a little bit of sky blue from the Arteza set, which is in a separate review soon to be posted. But the rest of this picture will be with the Caran set. So painting this, I don't think I've ever drawn or painted Chewbacca before, and I kind of forget how weird looking Wookiees are until I see them. I think I just want them to be cuter because they're hairy and he's like Han's best friend and right-hand man, so I just imagine him a lot cuter. I guess it's because I have the image stuck in my head when people do like really cute caricatures of him. I like those, I think, way more than the way Wookiees actually look in the movies. I've never been able to do the sound they make though. And I'm not about to try it on camera either. I had a coworker who was really good at it. It amused me greatly. So I have a bad tendency to start with a reference photo, and because I'm not following it exactly and I want to do some changes, I stop looking at it a little bit too early. And I think that results in some mistakes, like on this painting here. I made his eyes way too big, which I correct much later, but that's something I should have caught early on. I have a tendency to make eyes a little too big, and it's something I constantly have to catch myself doing and correct. So using these paints a little bit more, I'm actually really digging them. I like the way they mix, I like the way they layer a lot. Overall, I'm really happy with this set. I don't have a lot of gouache experience. I have a lot of watercolor experience, and I got some Holbein gouache a while ago, the designer 5 sets, mixing sets, so it's like 3 primary colors and white and black. And I've played with those a bit, but not as much as I would like to. I just really like the convenience of having a little bit bigger of a set in pans. The Arteza set I got is the 24 pack, and there's a lot of great colors, and I don't want to talk too much about that. I do love the color options, but I have found myself using fewer. I just thought the 5 set was a little bit too few. I don't want to have to mix that many basic colors all the time. Although they are really nice. I do like the vibrancy of the Holbein. And I spilt a little bit of dirty paint water here, but it was really easy to fix. It doesn't look very good yet, but once that dries out, it's hardly noticeable, and I was quite pleased with that. And the brushes I used for this painting, I used the one that it came with, the size 8 round, and a small selection of some of my Trekell brushes that I typically use for acrylic. And They're long handled, so they're not really the best for this. I'll probably buy some more brushes because I really like Trykel. I'm not sponsored or an affiliate for Trykel or anything. I like the brushes. I just feel like I shouldn't be using my watercolor brushes for this because the gouache is thicker and a little bit harder to get out of the brushes, so I have to actually wash them when I'm done. I don't typically wash my watercolor brushes very often at all. And this one is a Royal and Langnickel Zen. So there you go. I've already made the eyes a bit smaller, trying to make them a little bit more realistic. And just going back in to the hair, make them a little bit more scraggly looking. So this is sped up quite a bit. If you're curious, the actual painting I think took about 45 to 50 minutes was the full video time uncompressed or sped up. Oh, then I gotta add like 5 minutes because after I thought I was completely done, I did go back and change his lip area a little bit. So the final photo will be shown at the end, but you won't actually see me touch up his lip area. That's what I was talking about, not referencing the photo enough. Turns out he doesn't have black lips. So this is where I thought it was finished, but I picked it back up and added a few more details, so we'll cut here.